Retiring at age 30 is the dream for many young people. They join the workforce as young adults with vigour and in high hopes, but then reality sinks in. Jobs are monotonous, repetitive, paid poorly, and consume your most valuable and limited resource, time. The one thing that you can never get back.
Retiring by age 30 doesn't need to be a pipe dream, but it will be if you don't make your escape plan now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Neither of us achieved retirement by age 30 because we started too late. Currently, in our early 30s, we are each set to be completely financially free by age 35. So, like us, maybe for you being retired by age 30 is too late, but making that decision and following it up with the required action will set you free.
In this video, we're going to tell you how you can retire at 30 or within 5 years if you've already missed that milestone. Let's check it out. Welcome to Unshackled.com, the investment and finance channel and website that sets you and your finances free.
That was Andy and I'm Ben, and if you like what we say, hit the like button and click subscribe.
SPM. The most crucial part in achieving early retirement is to maximise SPM. But what the heck is SPM? SPM is savings per month. In fact, savings per month is more important than any other factor if your goal is early retirement.
But to retire by age 30 or within just a few short years means that compound interest and compounding returns doesn't have enough time to work its magic. Say that you have an existing stash of £100,000 and you invest for 5 years earning 8%. This will grow your stash to about £147,000. That's awesome, but nowhere near enough to retire on. If you are happy to wait 30 years, then that stash of 100 grand could grow to be over £1 million. Now that's more like it, but who wants to wait 30 years?
Investing is important, so it's not to be neglected. Consider it more like KFC's gravy. Works brilliantly with a delicious piece of boneless chicken, but by itself, it's not the secret blend of 11 herbs and spices.
How much SPM is required? This totally depends on how you will draw an income once retired. If you went down the rental property route, we think you can achieve retirement much quicker than, say, a stocks portfolio. The rule of thumb for stock market based investments is that you can draw an income from it of around 4% per year without eating into the stash, which is very important to be able to maintain your standard of living and stay retired. We can hardly imagine a worse horror than being forced back into work if the Freedom Fund ran dry.
So if the goal is to live on, say £20,000 funded by stock market investments, then you would need to build up a stash of just £500,000 using a safe withdrawal rate of 4%. Flex that number to your own goal by just taking the annual income that you want and dividing it by 0.04 or multiplying it by 25. So if your annual income goal is £30,000 for example, take £30,000 and times by 25 to get a required stash of £750,000.
Using an online financial freedom or compound interest calculator, we can see that to get to 500 grand from nothing in 5 years would require savings per month of £6,800 and earning a return on investment of 8% per year. With no investment and therefore earning 0%, you would require savings per month of £8,333. So you still can't neglect investing.
If you have longer than 5 years, perhaps you're age 20 with more time on your hands, then you can drastically cut down those SPMs and compounding interest will have a much greater effect. With a 10-year plan, you can save about £2,700 per month if you achieve 8% annual returns. This is obviously still tough, but it's beginning to look a little more achievable.
Excessive strategy. It's quite clear that from a normal job, an SPM in the several thousands of pounds per month is close to, if not, impossible. That's why so few people ever achieve retirement by 30. If you want to achieve the extraordinary, you need to do what few people are prepared to do. You need to take risks. It's not that you need to be reckless, it's just that you need to be brave enough to do the things that normal people won't. Knowing this, maybe retiring by 30 isn't for you. But if you're still in the game, here are the key pillars that will enable you to retire by age 30.
Number 1, frugality. Frugality alone will never set you free, but being stingy leads to a life of cheapness and constraints, a life less than you deserve.
However, without a sensible level of frugality, the required yearly income will keep on growing, meaning the required stash will skyrocket. This in turn will send the required SPM through the stratosphere, much higher than it already is. We are not advocating the frugality that is endorsed so highly by much of the FIRE community. We believe that freedom can only properly be enjoyed once you give yourself the space to enjoy some of life's luxuries.
Number 2, investing with a suitable risk level. We've already shown that investing over the short term will not on its own provide a big enough stash to retire on, but it will, subject to your returns, support the goal. We typically build global ETF portfolios, which we expect to achieve an 8% annual return on investment.
You will need to take higher levels of risk. Bonds and cash have historically low levels of returns and should be avoided like a hippie avoids shoes. Equities and property have proven track records of producing high levels of inflation-adjusted returns, and we could do with these if we're serious about early retirement. You can't achieve extraordinary things by playing it safe.
When investing, you will want to keep more of your returns and pay less in fees, and you'll want this whether the goal is early retirement or not. Commission-free trading apps help you to minimise fees, and we have some generous offers on our website from the likes of Free Trade and Stake. New customers can sign up with the links on moneyunshackled.com and they'll give you a free stock to get you started, which can be worth up to £200.
Number 3, debt. Debt should be used to drastically ramp up your returns when the interest rate is manageable. Mortgages and interest-free or even very cheap credit card debt could be used to buy additional assets that can work hard for you. An obvious one is buy-to-let property. You can amass a moderately sized rental empire using mortgages that otherwise would take a lifetime to acquire without leverage.
This also entails not paying down your residential mortgage early, and in fact, for the early retirement goal, it is wise to drag out the mortgage term over as long a period as possible to minimise monthly payments. Contrary to popular belief, you can be retired and still have a mortgage as long as the passive income from your portfolio covers the bill. You'll need to be siphoning off as much cash towards your stash as possible.
Number 4, forget pensions. Normally, we would at least encourage you to take advantage of your workplace pension as it's effectively a 100% instant return. However, money locked away until old age is not helping you one iota to reach that early retirement milestone.
Number 5, minimise tax. To retire quickly, you'll have to kick pensions to the curb and utilise other tax-efficient vehicles. You won't be able to get rich quick if you have the greedy taxman holding you back, and he is greedy. Where possible, your investments will need to be in a stocks and shares ISA and the overflow in general investment accounts.
You'll need to utilise clever tax strategies to minimise your tax where possible. Capital gains can be deferred by not selling just yet. Dividend-paying stocks will be best placed in an ISA. If you have no more room in your ISA, then growth stocks will be best placed in a general investing account.
Other forms of income should be done via a company structure, as they are far more tax efficient than the punishable tax rates that employees incur.
Number 6, maximise income by starting a business. The most important pillar of all is maximising your income. Going down the high-paid job route isn't going to cut it to achieve your radical goal. It might be okay for retiring at 40, but by 30 it's just not going to happen. To save thousands per month, you need to make thousands per month and then some. But how do you do this?
If you don't own the means of your income, then you will never retire by age 30. Getting an insanely high salary takes years of graft to climb that greasy pole. You don't have time for that. You need a business. We're telling you this from first-hand experience, that you can achieve income growth from a business that is inconceivable compared to what an employee can expect. An employee gets the crumbs, while you can have the entire buffet.
Number 7, scalable income. Trading time directly for money should only ever be done in an emergency or when you're learning new skills. Real wealth, the kind needed to have thousands in SPM, can only be achieved by having scalable income. Scalable income is where your input remains the same, but the output is potentially unlimited. Say you create an exciting new mobile game. Your income will go through the roof, but the workload that went into that project was the same whether it was downloaded 10 times or 10 million times. Only pursue scalable projects.
Number 8, network. Don't constantly hang around with the financial losers that you've known all your life. You are the average of your 5 closest friends. If they're living paycheck to paycheck, there's not much hope of you retiring at 30. You need to surround yourself by financial winners and money will be attracted to you.
Number 9, outsource everything. The classic FIRE enthusiast and the general public will say, save some money and do things yourself. This is nonsense. Every minute not doing value-added tasks is time wasted. Doing low-value chores and everything yourself is the path to the middle class, not retirement by 30. Every hour saved is an hour that you could be learning more about wealth creation.
Question of the day. What are you doing to retire early, and when can you expect to retire? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. On this channel we talk a lot about personal finance, investing and all things money. And if you want to see more great content, please click the subscribe button below.
This is MoneyUnshackled.com. See you next time.